So thank you to those who gave me some comments on my last video. All three of you. That's a huge amount. One of the major complaints was the lighting. So for those who said something about lighting, this is my answer. This is my answer. This is yeah. Okay. I'm just kidding. I actually did fix the lighting. I hope it's actually brighter this time. I'm just gonna put this on. Yeah. Ooh. Oh my god. I just don't want. Anyway, this we've got all the niceties away last video, so ideally this video won't be 15 minutes. Ideally. So because I just saw the film as it came out on the Wednesday, it's pretty fresh and it's going to be a bit easier for me to talk about this. This will be more lines of a review. It will be more thought-centric, but a review nonetheless. Deadpool 2 is the sequel to the first Deadpool film released in 2016. Ryan Reynolds and the fellow cast is back again for the sequel. I can't really give too much plot details away, being that a lot of things happen that you don't actually see in the promotional material, the ads, the videos as well. But basically, Deadpool is back, and he is tasked with protecting this kid, ironically named Russell, a dangerous future mutant that may kill, or does kill Cable's, which is another character's, family. So Cable comes back in time to kill this mutant named Russell. However, again, Deadpool is there with his characteristic nuances and humor to save the day, or save Russell, save me. So, alright, I think I'm gonna stuck into it. So if you loved the first film, you're gonna love this second one. It is, I say it's more of the same. I don't mean that in a bad way, because the first Deadpool was simple in its entirety, but the humor was obviously deep and actually really engaging and funny, and we all love the first Deadpool film. I think the question I'm getting the most is whether, it is that. Is Deadpool 2 as good as Deadpool 1? And I will say there's a bit more exploration of Wade, as in the alter ego, as in the Deadpool's the person under Deadpool's mask. I would say it does lend more of an emotional story towards him, and that's kind of weird, isn't it? Everyone who has seen this film and I've talked to, it's like, oh, it's funny, but they never really actually talk about the actual emotional side of the film, because there is, even though the fourth wall breaking and the crude humor, there is that kind of sentiment underneath. So what I mean is that, I'll start with the example. In the first Deadpool, and again, spoilers if you haven't seen the first Deadpool, in Deadpool 1, Vanessa, which is the main character's girlfriend, that kind of starts off as a plot device for later in the film, because she gets kidnapped, etc. But in that relationship building at the very start of the film, it's actually genuine. These are two characters that genuinely care about each other. Pronounce. And that relationship was, a genuine relationship. So there was this one scene where Wade, or Deadpool, finds out that he has cancer, and Vanessa is talking to the doctor, and she keeps asking about options and I think therapies, and the music starts to drown out, and then the classic voiceover, the Deadpool or Wade voiceover comes in, and he's kind of just looking at Vanessa and staring at her, and there's this kind of, he's giving a very much melancholy speech. That actually hit a note in me when I watched the film. Like, it actually hit me right in the feels. It doesn't play on it too much. I mean, after he becomes Deadpool, scarred face and everything, he starts kind of stalker, I guess, but there's kind of like, he hates the way he hates the way he looks, and there's kind of this self-conscious aspect to it. And anyway, that all plays out, and that was a nice touch to the film. But with Deadpool 2, again, not going into any spoilers, but it's just, they kind of play on that a little bit further. the best way to kind of explain it is that Deadpool was such an outlandish, hilarious, fourth wall breaking character. Like, honestly, most of the time, not serious character. That when the director of the film actually decides, let's give this character, an emotional beat, like, a dramatic beat, it pays off. Like, it actually makes, when those emotions come in, a bit more authentic. Now, this is quite similar to Thor Ragnarok. I mean, two very different types of humor. But what I mean is that Thor Ragnarok didn't let as much emotion sit. And, what makes a good comedy for me is when well, one, to make a joke, and two, when not to make a joke. Thor Ragnarok, towards the end, there was slightly one too many. We're not saying it's not funny. I'm just saying there were missed emotional beats that should have been there. Deadpool 2, on the other hand, I feel, especially with, again, towards the end, they actually let the emotion simmer. I'm again, for the second review in a row, I ugly cried. I wasn't expecting to feel that much emotion. I don't think I'll be able to listen to Take On Me by a-ha again without feeling slightly sad. Again, a lot of people have complaints about that scene, or the scene in the film that I'm referring to, in Deadpool 2, that it makes no sense. Like, there's too many jokes, it was weird to have that. But I see it from my point of view that it actually captured Wade as a redeeming character. Like, a character that we don't, he's an anti-hero. He goes around killing people and beheading people. But it's the character that grounds us to the film, like him, Wade, and his relationship with Vanessa. So I hope I didn't give too much away with that, but I really enjoyed that arc. Let's really talk about, the fun things about Deadpool. The amount of playing with source material they do in this film, like they break the fourth wall a lot in the first film, but this time around, it's just meta overload. So even the promotional material for the film, I think in one of the trailers they showed the X-Force. I feel like this is in too many films now. It's like Wakanda Forever, or it's like Wonder Woman. I don't know. Side note. They played a lot of that in the promotional, material, trailers and stuff. Ironically, they play with that in the film. So the whole, world building thing, even though they are technically building a franchise for the second Deadpool film, they are very self-aware of the fact they are. So they play on the tropes of that. I think one of the good things about the first Deadpool is that it was simple. It was a revenge tale, and, we followed Deadpool as a character along that tale. Done. Easy, humor, Ryan Reynolds, more humor, action, blood, awesomeness, then you get the first Deadpool. This one here, because they are ironically trying to build that, that team, that franchise, while still developing, Deadpool and Wade as a character. They had that kind of balancing act, using kind of a MacGuffin via Russell to bring in Cable into the franchise, so having him there, so they can actually build X-Force, things like that are in the film. I wouldn't say they take away from the experience, though. It's not, I can't even say it's not as bad as Avengers Age of Ultron. Like, a lot of people give that film a bad rap, but yeah, it does set up a lot of... What I love, I guess, about the Deadpool franchise, or the growing franchise, is that they can make the same world-building decisions in a film, but because they're aware they're doing that, and thus making fun of themselves, and then making fun of the fact there are these kind of big-end Marvel franchises. Kind of give them a pass for that, because we're aware, because they're making fun of themselves, it's okay. I just hope that they keep doing this subversive way of building their franchise, and not letting that get to their head where subversive eventually becomes too overt. It's like a cycle. Deadpool 2 is very much a great successor to the first Deadpool. So if you haven't seen the first Deadpool, what are you doing? And two, if you have seen the first Deadpool and you're maybe just looking for a really good pop culture kind of comedy. I say pop culture because Deadpool just makes references non-stop. This is the film for you. So I hope you guys watch it. And and I'll see you in the next video. I'm looking at that because I really want to put it on again because I didn't use this in the other video. Maybe I should just make this official prop for the rest of my other reviews. I don't know. Maybe. Bye.